हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, ये है सेकंड क्लास ऑफ मिक्स द मैटर डिक्टेशन सीरीज एट 80 वर्ड्स पर मिनट। इस डिक्टेशन में दो मैटर्स को कंबाइन करके मैं एक डिक्टेशन की तरह आपको डिक्टेशन प्रोवाइड करूँगी। वर्ड्स रहेंगे इसमें 1000 से भी ज़्यादा, अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 1200 वर्ड्स। सो गाइस, और एक और बात बता दूँ मैं आपको कि PDF मैंने अवेलेबल करवाना स्टार्ट कर दिया है टेलीग्राम चैनल पे। आई विल प्रोवाइड द लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स ऑफ द टेलीग्राम channel. Go and check the PDF and let me know the views and suggestions of you guys in the comment section below. So let's start the dictation in 5 seconds. Start. If everything aligns, India could see a third consecutive year of surplus rainfall. The IMD has said that monsoon rains will likely be 101% of the long period average LPA of 88 centimeters. In 2020, it was 109% of the LPA, and in 2019, 110%. While the forecast 101% LPA is short of the rainfall received in these years and still within the range of what the IMD considers normal rainfall, it is positive news because the current forecast is above normal rainfall in the core agricultural zone. This zone includes states where agriculture is significantly rain-fed, including Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha, and West Bengal. The IMD's estimate of the distribution of this rainfall also suggests that, except for the northeast, where rainfall is expected to be below normal, other regions are expected to get above normal rainfall. A general pattern of the monsoon is that weekend rains over northeastern India, which has a higher base rainfall than other parts of India, translate into stronger rainfall in central India. Propitious rain this year is premised on forecasts from Indian and global climate models veering towards no excess sea surface temperatures at the equatorial Pacific conditions. There are also negative IOD, Indian Ocean Dipole, conditions over the Indian Ocean during the monsoon season, meaning warmer water and greater precipitation in the eastern Indian Ocean. Put together, they mean that these larger climate factors are, as of now, unlikely to have a significant influence over the prevailing monsoon. A good monsoon could aid agriculture, which has been among the few bright spots in the Indian economy. 2 good years of rains have boosted storage in the key reservoirs. However, the flip side of a forecast for a bounteous monsoon is the possibility of flash floods, landslides, and disease outbreaks. In the last year and before it, the IMD had not, in June, warned about the exceptionally high rains. While 3 consecutive years of above normal rain are exceedingly rare, the IMD itself assigns a 22% probability of it occurring, which is just below the 40% probability of normal rainfall. India is now moving to a system where medium range forecasts or expected changes in monsoon or larger weather patterns over 2 weeks are better captured by the monsoon models deployed. These inputs must be used by the government to better prepare infrastructure in the eventuality that excessive rains can wipe out the potential gains for agriculture. It may also be worthwhile to encourage farmers to sow higher value crops than only rice via the MSP route. The favorable tidings should not be an excuse to abandon caution. The Union Education Ministry has been attempting to get states into a competitive mode in upgrading their school education system by recognizing progress with a performance grading index PGI that assigns them a score. It can be argued that countries and state governments use school education as a transformative tool most effectively where the political imperative is strong. The center's effort with the PGI scoring system has been to try and nudge all states using a Hall of Fame approach. In the latest set of scores and grades for the pre-COVID-19 year 2019 to 20, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Chandigarh, Kerala, Punjab and Tamil Nadu have performed the best, although they still fall short of the 951 to 1000 points slab, the highest possible. It should be heartening to 33 states and union territories that their PGI scores have improved over the previous year, and in the case of Andaman and Nicobar, Punjab and Arunachal Pradesh by a noteworthy 20%. Several middling states continue to make marginal progress. Some have improved merely by tweaking their data, while Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh actually regressed, although the PGI scheme is now 3 years old. The score is derived using databases on 70 parameters such as access, equity, governance, processes, infrastructure and facilities, and learning outcomes that are mostly self-reported by the states but vetted by the center, with National Achievement Survey data also being incorporated. On some parameters such as uneven learning outcomes between students from deprived communities and others, bridging the gap earns a better score. The center, with its transparent scores and data for each parameter and subtopic made available in the public domain seeks to create a resource sharing system that low performing states can tap into. This initiative is laudable, but it can work only if governments and opposition parties see value in strong and open school education and work to strengthen access, equity, and infrastructure by budgeting fees and funds for universalization. It is such commitment that led Southeast Asia to carry out a renaissance in school education in the later decades of the last century on the lines of Meiji era Japan. India's school system has to contend with not just patchy SS and infrastructure but major equity issues that have come to the fore during the pandemic. Clearly, the shadow of COVID-19 will persist over the education system for the foreseeable future, and further progress on all parameters will depend on bridging the gaps, particularly on digital tools, infrastructure, and subsidies for access. The PGI scores show that the southern and western states are on firm ground to achieve this, while those in central India and parts of the east and northeast are less resourced. What is evident from the Education Ministry analysis is that governance processes are the weakest link in some states. A new deal for schools can transform them as the right to education law envisages. So guys, I think there are approximately 1200 words. I hope आपने अच्छे से लिखा होगा. एंड एज आई सेड एर्लियर, इस बार भी कहूँगी कि अच्छे वर्ड्स हैं. सो डिक्टेशन को तब तक प्रैक्टिस करिएगा जब तक आपको उन वर्ड्स में एक्यूरेसी और स्पीड नहीं आ जाती. सो आज के लिए इतने ही. लेट्स मीट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. तब तक बाय बाय.